What is going on, guys? Literally, I just filmed the best session, the best personal branding session I've probably ever done in the whole time during the core network. Literally, I've just broken down the very best elite personal branding session, right, that you will ever find for free on the internet. In this session, I break down the exact reason why people do not pay you when you make content. This is exactly why people struggle to monetize a personal brand, because they don't understand how to make content that actually allows them to get paid. I cover the best type of person that you should be when you're posting content online. I cover the mistakes that I've made in my own journey and how I've been able to build a 5-figure per month personal brand by shifting and stopped making the same damn mistakes I used to make for so long. Lock in, take notes, and if you want to get inside these actual sessions, man, you know what to do. Check the link in the description. But without further ado, let's get involved, man. Let's jump in. So this session, leadership content archetype, I'm going to be breaking down what type of content and what way you position your personal brand in order to actually convert and make money, and the reason why most of you right now and a lot of other people don't know how the fuck to monetize a personal brand, whether you have or do not have your own offer as of today, right? There's a nuance and there's a twang to being able to doing it the right way, and I'm going to give my own personal examples based off what I've done myself. You know what I'm trying to say? So all the examples initially is just going to be me, so you can see here's what the fuck I've done, and here's the results that it has or has not had. And this is the lessons and learnings why, right? So let's jump in. So the leadership content archetype, right? First thing I want to start off by saying, boys, is you don't make money on social media because you post content to position yourself being on the same level as other people. So what the fuck do I mean by that? When Joe posts a reel, Joe might decide he's going to go and post a reel to try and relate to people because he's learned, maybe even from couple months back in another session, or he's learned from someone else that, you know, it's good to be relatable, which it is to a certain extent. But what we often do is don't understand that there's a delicate balance when you're building a personal brand that you're looking to monetize from. Because what happens by being too relatable is that people start to perceive you as being on the same level as them. So then if I'm looking at Kevin and I don't know Kevin, and I'm in the UK, and Kevin's fucked off to Malaysia, and Kevin's making 3K a month as an SDR, living in a new fucking lease he just got. Kevin knows something that I don't know. Kevin's better than me. He is, because I have the same goal to move abroad. Kevin's unlocked it. He knows the how. I don't know the how. But through Kevin's content, because he's not really stepping into that, he's making me feel like me and him are the same when we're not like for like, because Kevin's achieved and solved the problems for himself that I'm still batting away and trying to solve. But Kevin's content is contradicting where he is in life because he's making me think that we're actually on the same level. So now when Kevin goes to try and launch a coaching program or an offer, why would I want to go and put money in Kevin's pocket? Because his content making me think, making me perceive him to be on the same level as me, because he's making me feel like we're friends. Does that make sense? And that's where so many people go wrong with their content, because you're posting shit that makes you perceive yourself, but that makes you be perceived by other people as if you lot are on the same fucking level when you're not. Right? So let's actually get into it. Views, subscribers, likes does not mean shit. Obviously, the end goal for people building a personal brand. So if Sonny's got, 422 followers on his Instagram, he might be thinking, fucking hell, I'm looking at Luke and he's got 100K. Fucking hell, Joe's got his old IG back and it's got 4K. Fucking hell, Ty Valley's got 39K. No one gives a fuck because that does not equate to any money, bro. Right? For example, we've literally got members, I'm not going to name and shame, but there's people, for example, that you know who might have hundreds of thousands of followers, but are not even breaking past 5K a month yet, or are still trying to break past that 10K a month mark yet, compared to someone like Joe, who could have 4,000 subscribers, but actually know how to convert and attract and have authority over that smaller pool. And then Joe's going to be able to convert at a way higher rate and can literally make the same, if not way more money, compared to someone who has a bigger audience and doesn't know how to convert from it. Right? So you need to understand from the rip, as we have said this before, boys, yeah? Views, subs, likes do not equate to money, right? Get ready to start typing in chat because I'm going to be asking you boys questions, right? Whenever someone creates content, yeah, the way that social media platforms are even created. So when you went and first downloaded Instagram fucking 7 years ago, or when it was in fucking year 10 or whatever the fuck, right? That platform has been built in a way to allow you to become a leader. But for whatever reason, you have went against the actual nature of social media platform, right? And you're not allowing yourself to step into being a leader. What the fuck do you mean by that, Ty? Speak English. What I mean by that
is let's look at Abhishek's account, right? This is me. I actually unfollow bro on purpose. I'm gonna follow him back wherever, right? When I come onto Abhishek's page, what does it say? It doesn't say connect, not LinkedIn. It doesn't say be friends. He'll befriend you back. It says follow. In life, life is binary, A and B, black and white, 0 and 1. So for there to be a follower, what does it have to be? For there to be a follower, there has to be a fucking leader. So for me to go and say that I'm gonna follow Abhishek, let's say that he didn't follow me back, right? And I just followed him. Or I just found out about Kevin and I've just given him a follow. What does that mean? By default, people follow you for you to be able to lead them somewhere, lead them to a certain place, lead them to a certain position. Does that make sense? Because if the platform was created in a way where it was like, oh, I'm going to go and like Joe, or I'm going to go and befriend Joe, it would be different. But the actual base level of the social media platforms that have been created up until this point are built in a way to position you as a leader, bro. Because if it wasn't the case, why would there be a word that says follow? It would just be like, oh, be friends with this person. When you all used to play fucking PlayStation and you want to go and connect to someone to play Fortnite, or you're fucking playing GTA, whatever the fuck it could be, and you're trying to add someone on Xbox, it doesn't say follow them, does it? It says be friends with them. Why? Because you're on the same level. So why is it on social media you follow people? The reason why you follow people is because the person you're following is going to lead you somewhere through their content. You know what I'm trying to say? You're not just following. It's not like fucking playing a game, bro, where you're just gonna be like, oh, I'm just gonna go and befriend this person because we're on the same level. No. The reason why, if I don't know Abhishek, I'm gonna go and follow him is because based off his personal brand, I can see that he's gonna follow me. I'm gonna follow him in order to be able to learn how to build a 10K per month coaching business, because he clearly helps coaches just like me scale for organic content and sales. So in Joe's case, if I was to go to his page and I didn't know who the hell Joe was, I'm following him to learn how I can become an online salesperson and how I can get into a role as a high ticket closer, because he's doing the same thing in massive industry. I'm following him. I'm following his advice. When he posts content, what am I going to be doing? I'm going to be following from Joe's lead. I'm following his lead. That's why I follow him and I'm now a follower of Joe. Or Chris, if I follow Chris, I'm going to become a follower of Chris, because I'm hoping that Chris's content is going to actually lead me to somewhere. Does that make sense? Someone come off of mute. Sonny, jump off mute quickly on Kevin's laptop. What's your thoughts on that? Does that make sense, what I'm going through so far?
Definitely, bro. Definitely makes sense, bro. Yeah, it makes sense as well. Definitely.
Wicked, man. Wicked, wicked, wicked. All right, welcome and then welcome, Chris. Let's jump in, man. All right, cool. People, as I said before, people by default follow you for you to lead them somewhere, right? Before Sonny got in touch with me, Abhishek, whoever, I was like, oh, I want to get inside this network. He was following maybe my content, or forget me, Abhishek's content, because Abhishek's content was leading him somewhere, right? But the question is, as a byproduct, where is he going to be led? And this is where it comes into play with what type of content is Kevin, Emil, Chris, Louis, Joe actually going to go and create? What type of content are you boys going to go and create to lead your audience to a certain destination, right? So let's look here. The two places that you're going to lead your followers is through different types of content, as you already know. It's through entertainment content, as Joe already knows this shit, to give dopamine to your audience, to actually make them laugh, to make them have some sort of entertainment value, right? To scratch their itch in that way, right? Or to educate them, right? To solve the problems that your audience may have. So just based off Abhishek's page over here, if I'm going to go and follow Abhishek's page, I doubt that I'm going to be finding brain fucking videos from, these Andrew Tate clippers. Probably not. I'm probably going to learn some shit about how to build an online coaching business, because he's obviously done the same thing himself. And based around his content, if I was to go to his page right now, that is what content he puts out, because I'm following him to get this type of content, educational content, to solve my problems, because I'm part of Abhishek's audience. Make sense, right? So what you need to think about, boys, is what do you turn your followers into depending on the content that you post? What do you turn? So Joe, when you look at your profile on IG, just looking and giving it a quick scroll, where are you getting your audience to go? Right? What are you gonna do to turn your followers into? Does that make sense? What content are you putting out which is gonna lead them to where? If I'm gonna change up my personal brand tomorrow and I'm only gonna post fucking food reviews here in Brazil, what am I going to be doing? I'm going to be turning my followers to have a bigger interest in food reviews, travel content, and I'm just going to become an entertainer. And I'm making my audience follow me so that they can just solely be entertained. It's as simple as that, right? So you really think about this when it comes into play with what type of content are you putting out? What are you putting out? What's your vehicle? What's your lane that you want to be in and why, right? So let's ask ourselves, right? What do you turn your follower into depending on the content that you post? There's two ways, bro. There's two ways. You either, let me ask you, someone come off of mute right now, based off these pictures, let me ask the question again, right? I want someone to come off of mute and answer this, or I'm just going to pick on someone randomly, yeah? What are the two different things, or what are two different things, right? You can turn your followers into depending on the type of content that you post. Have a little look at these images, right? Someone come off of it and have a guess. There's no wrong answer.
I would say,
Leslie Bayer.
I go.
Go on, bro.
Either I don't know, you want someone to relate, or obviously either be like an authority over them, and you're giving value on something, or they're just, I don't know, you're kind of relating to them, or they're liking your personality, kind of thing.
Sick. We're getting closer. Right? Good answer, bro. Basically, that's alluding to what the point I'm trying to make. Who's in the chat? Kevin, jump in, bro.
Like having something that helps people gravitate towards you versus something that people just be like, yeah, I hear it, but they don't really give a fuck.
Kind of. We're getting there, right? What these images are trying to represent, right, is that the two things you can turn your followers into, right, is either a friend, yeah, or a customer. Maybe I could have used better gifts, cool, right? These are the only two things you can turn your followers into. So when people follow you, right, when Sonny first followed Abhishek, he's like, I'm either going to learn from this guy or he's just going to be my brethren. Now Sonny's a part of the network. You talk to Abhishek, you built a relationship. That's nice, great, whatever. But really and truly, it's one of the two things. That's it. Through your content, right? And why am I saying that? Let's go all the way down here. People who do not intentionally educate, right, through their personal brand, subconsciously post content to create a parasocial relationship with the viewer. What the hell do I mean by that? That's a goss word. What do you mean, bro? Speak English. Yeah? You're either going to create someone who's going to live vicariously through you, right? Or you're going to create a customer who's going to get their problem solved by you. Neither of these are bad, but it depends on what your intention is with your personal brand. Example, right? What do you mean, Ty, create someone who's a friend? What do you mean create someone vicariously live through? I don't understand, right? If I only post travel content and I want to be like a Kurt Kaz, for example, what am I doing? I'm creating a friend because I'm literally creating a parasocial relationship with the person sitting on the other side watching my YouTube videos because I'm Kurt Kaz whilst they're eating Nando's. Does that make sense? So what does that do? That makes me feel like I have an affinity. I have a bond towards Kurt Kaz because Kurt Kaz is living the life that I want to live. So now I've befriended him and I've built some sort of mental bond or parasocial relationship with Kurt because I'm watching his videos every single day as a form of entertainment, and I'm building a bond with him through me consuming his content. Does that make sense? You either build a friend, a parasocial relationship with the viewer, or you build them to become a customer. It is your job to mold these people or these followers into whichever route you want them to go down. Neither of these are bad, right? Neither of these are wrong. I'm not here to say that, oh, every single person who follows you should be a customer, but I'm saying you need to know. You need to know. I don't care if you have an offer. I don't care if you're setting right now. I don't care if you're SDR. You need to know, what do I want to turn my followers into? And why do I want to turn them into that, right? If you are posting content solely for entertainment purposes, so if Kevin decides to turn around tomorrow and he's like, oh, you know, here's what it's like eating local food in Malaysia. The same shit I used to do when I was first out there in Thailand, right? I'm building a parasocial relationship with the viewer, which is not a problem, but it does become a great problem when I then have an offer I want to sell to my audience. Why does it become a problem? Who wants to come off with me and talk about why it's a problem?
Because you're not attracting your ICA.
Facts. What does ICA stand for, bro? I forgot.
Ideal client avatar. Or ideal
Sick.
client customer or whatever.
Ideal character profile, ideal character audience, same shit really. I get your point, bro. 100% right. Joe's 100% right, bro. Because if you have the goal to go and create, a customer. So let's say Louis, for example, is on this call. He wants to know, bro, how the hell can I actually go and, use my content, use my personal brand to go and, make money, to go and close clients for my program, for my social media management, whatever it is. He needs to make sure that he's posting content to not build. You don't want these people to watch you and just live vicariously through you. You're not looking to build a parasocial relationship. He's looking to solve problems. So therefore, the type of content he should be putting out really should be educational led. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Rather than just building entertainment led content like, oh, here's a day in the life of a 20-year-old guy living in Thailand as an entrepreneur. That's not really going to help solve anyone's problems, is it? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Right? This is a big problem when you actually want to make money online and not be like how I used to be, right? A brokey. Someone suffering from what I like to call BIS, which you would have heard before, broke influencer syndrome, which is where you're making all this content, it's getting all these thousands of views, which is great, but it's not putting any money in your pocket. So I was literally a broke influencer, literally someone who's making content, going viral in Thailand, year ago, year and a half ago, whenever, when I first landed, but I wasn't making any money because I was thinking that simply because I was getting viral led content that's getting me views, that was going to equate to money. But as I said to you before, right, doesn't really equate to cash. Views, subs, and likes it's all vanity metrics, which doesn't literally mean anything, right? You could be making 20K a month off of 2,000 followers, bro, if you post the right type of content and track the right type of audience, right? Cool. Let's get back into it. Yeah. So if you actually want to get paid, right, on your social media, B2C, selling to your actual audience and get them to become customers, right? You cannot only, I'm not saying you can't dabble into that. I'm going to show you examples, but you cannot only post for entertainment value, right? Because if you do, Kevin, come off with me. What do you think would happen if I was to only post it, no value to only entertainment content? What could happen?
Lack of engagement, loss of followers, because it's like, okay, yeah, people watch content, but if you're kind of focusing your content on travel, but you're not actually giving, people advice or anything, they're gonna be like, fuck this guy. This guy's just posting just for shits and giggles. He's not actually helping me or actually inspiring me to do something.
Yeah, I hear that. That could happen, but I wouldn't actually say that's the case, bro. I would kind of disagree. I respect your response, though. The reason why I would say that's not always the case, because there's always exceptions to the rule. Look at Timmy Carter. Look at Kurt Kaz. They only post entertainment, and they've got like 500,000 followers. What you trying to say?
Yeah, I get what you mean, but I feel like, again, sometimes people do search for the value, especially if you're showing a lifestyle, that they're not living. Like, it does help. Like, for example, you see when you're doing your thing, like, do you think when giving
Cut out
value
there,
to
bro.
your this? Can you hear me, bro?
You cut out there, bro. Yeah, say that again.
Can you hear me now? I was just saying that when you're
Yeah.
posting, did you not value, like, so that people kind of felt motivated, be like, okay, raw, this guy's actually giving gems and actually showing what it's like. I can think that's what I'm saying. Like, if you don't, yeah.
Yeah, I completely hear you, bro. You're a bit laggy, bro. Just to jump in and respond to you, bro. The first couple of months when I was in Thailand, I didn't really post any value. I might have given a bit of mindset here and there, but I didn't really give any practical value that people could take and run with and actually implement into their lives there and then today. Does that make sense? So I hear your opinion, and I'm not here to say, oh, you're completely wrong, But what I was alluding to was a bit different, right? The big problem, right, when only posting entertainment value is that you're not going to be able to scale a business that way. You're not going to be able to monetize your personal brand off of the audience. So as I've spoken about before, 2 ways to monetize your personal brand, right? Is platform monetization and audience monetization. So for example, if Emil starts documenting his journey now, right? And he decides that he wants to document his journey scaling up as an online sales role right now. And he's scaling himself and he's making 2 to 5K per month. And then he wants to teach people how to go from 0 to 2K per month, which he's more than entitled to do, right? If Emil only posts entertainment value, so just lifestyle, oh, I'm out in Brazil, caipirinha every day, no one's going to want to buy his program because he's not giving any value and showing himself to be an authority. He's not showing himself to be someone who I can actually go and learn from, right? Which means that as a result of him only posting entertainment content, all these engaging vlogs, Pedro de Sal, going to party, going to carnival, the only way he's kind of boxed himself into to still make money and print from his personal brand is from the platform, from YouTube paying him AdSense, from TikTok blowing up and paying him TikTok monetization, or from Patreon, from him monetizing off of the entertainment, which you get paid for by the platform, rather than getting paid from the individual who's giving him £3,000 for a 6-week program on a strike, on a call via Stripe. Does that make sense? So the point I'm trying to get at is if you only post entertainment value, right, you're literally cutting and severing off your likelihood of you being able to get monetized from the audience, from this human being who's going to purchase your program or join your coaching, whatever it could be, or join your community, right? People are only going to pay Patreon, and then Patreon will pay him amount based on the amount of views that he gets from the actual platform. This is what happens. You need to be very cognizant and aware and understand what type of brand am I trying to build and what results is it actually going to give you. All right, let's move on. Cool. Louis, I got a question for you, bro. This YouTube video, I posted this video 1 month ago. It almost got 10,000 views. My crazy first 48 hours in Brazil. I know Joe watched it, saw me with the Latinos and shit, right? Is a YouTube video with 8,000 views. This video, is this a successful video? Louis, I'm asking you, bro.
Yeah, I'd say so. 33,
Why?
well, because I feel like it's a lot harder to get views on long-term content like this short. So those views, people are actually following you rather than just seeing a 60-second video.
Yeah. So what you're saying is that, yes, Ty, this is a successful video because, yeah, it got 8,000 views. That's a lot of people. And that means that 8,000 people have sat down to watch you for half an hour, then just swiping and watching a 12-second B-roll on your IG. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it's a lot more valuable per view on YouTube.
Joe. Cool. Joe, you had your hand up first. Jump in, then Kevin go after.
Yeah, I'd agree in saying like the views are worth more than that they are on Instagram, because we know like YouTube's at the pinnacle. However, a day in Brazil, your first 48 hours in Brazil doesn't really direct towards the core or towards the network or towards your business and what you try to do.
Sweet. Kevin, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, it's me actually. Yeah, I think
Awesome.
Joe hit the nail on the head. Basically, this is more entertainment value. People are clicking. You're getting clickbait because people want to see what is a day in the life in Brazil. They don't, and you're not really through this content directing any of that audience towards the core. Maybe like subliminally, because you're talking about, yeah, you've got location freedom, but other than that, you're not really directing them, to the core and what the core is actually all about. It's just that the core has kind of allowed you to do this. So, but I think the clickbait is more like people are hitting that because people want to see what is it like in Brazil, and they're really interested in that.
Sick. I love these answers, boys. Final question I have before I answer. Who can tell me what type of funnel content is this? Is this a top of funnel video or a middle of funnel video, and why? Anyone come off with me? Jump in.
So,
Why?
because you're casting a wide net to grab the attention of a larger audience. It's not focused on a particular aspect towards the business,
Fucking
the
love
business
that.
side of it.
Fucking love that. Wicked, bro. What you and Joe said, I completely agree with, and you're right. Louis, you're not completely wrong, but your vision of success in this answer is done off of face value. Oh, this is a successful video because it's got 8,000 views. But who are these 8,000 people? Are they 8,000 friends, like I said before, or are they 8,000 customers, bro? That's how I judge success now based on content, right? So for me, of course, Bumbleclot not. If I'm gonna go and show you this little meme, yeah? Is this video successful?
Yeah, hold them.
Right, go back here.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm looking at this video on a Bumbleclot. No, it's not successful, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? Because it got 8,000 views. Oh, that's sick. 8,000 people have watched your video. But how many qualified calls do you think I probably would have got booked in from this one video of me going to a party and showing some Latina shaking her bum, bro? You know what I'm trying to say? Who is the people? Who are the 8,000, bro? Who are the actual 8,000 that's watching this video? And it's not probably going to be 8,000 potential customers, is it? Because of my point. Views do not equate to cash. Sick. So let's ask ourselves why, which both of you, Joe and Sunny, mainly actually answered, right? Why is this video not successful? And the reason why is because this is not solving any problems at all for my potential customers. So before any of you boys joined the network and you had questions like, I want to know how to scale my online income. I want to know how to monetize my personal brand. I want to know how to create location freedom. Would your scratch have been itched from you watching this video of me saying, oh, bomb GM or to the bank at that? No, it wouldn't have been. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Yes, it's an entertaining video for you to sit down, get your popcorn, rub your fucking, you know what I'm trying to say, whatever, after a long day. But all I'm doing is giving people dopamine through this, and it's top of funnel content. So like Sunny said, the pros of this video is cool, right? I posted this video, it got 8,000 people. This could have given me, 1,000 subscribers, which is great. But the majority of people watching this, what are they doing? Right? What did I say before? The majority of people who are making up this 8,000 are creating a parasocial relationship with me. They're sitting on their fucking LG TV on a Friday night, right? Or on a Thursday night before they wake up and before they go to bed and wake up and, take the fucking Central Line to go to work. And they're like, oh yeah, this Thai guy's living a good life, like I want to do this. They're building a parasocial relationship with me because what are they doing? They're starting to watch my content to get dopamine, live vicariously through me. Because they ain't in Brazil, because they don't have location freedom, because they're not making an online income, they're going to go and watch this shit and they're going to be like, oh, like I want this lifestyle. They're going to try and live the life that they want to live. They're now watching me live it. So they're trying to pretend that they've got that life through watching me and consuming my content, which is all what? It's all entertainment value, right? Sick boys. We're doing so far. This is fucking sick. Yeah. So let's move forward. Yeah. What's the lesson within this? What is the actual lesson to be learned? So, Mel, come off of mute. From what I've just said, what's the lesson that you've learned about content? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, you got to decide if you've got an offer, or you got to decide if you want to make it for entertainment purposes or educational. And yeah, obviously,
Why?
if you got, because I don't know, say like me necessarily, I haven't got offer, so or something like that. You oh, I'm just bugging out, bro. Um, um,
The reason why, what you're trying to say, bro, the reason why the lesson is, right, you need to decide what type of audience do you actually want to go and build. So it dictates what type of content you go and post to attract that audience. It's like a fishing net. You need to know what type of bait am I trying to catch? Am I trying to catch a big blood clot sardine, or am I trying to catch a little crab? Because that's going to be dependent on what type of bait I go and throw into the blood clot river to go and catch these type of fish. Right? You need to know what type of content am I going to go and put out, and why? Because I'm expecting to get this type of audience back. Am I looking to get people that I can help through to funnel into my online business? Or am I solely looking for people to just come spud me on the street and be like, oh, you got good fucking content, bro. I remember when you was out there with them baddies and the teenagers. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Vanity metrics, bro. So you need to decide what you're actually going after, right? If you want to monetize your social media, you need to understand your audience and what content will actually scratch their itch. It's as simple as that, right? Let's go down a level. Someone who wants to learn how to monetize their social media, right? Someone who wants to learn how to get to online sales. So this is like my type of, demographic and the type of content I'm putting out to attract a certain audience. I'm attracting these people. Someone who wants to learn how to, have a 5-figure personal brand, right? Someone who wants to learn how to get into online sales and make their first 4K a month, right? Whilst that goes, sitting in fucking Phuket with some Thai things, bruv, whilst they're taking calls as an SDR all day. Yeah. Someone who wants to learn how to quit the 9-to-5 job, just like I did myself, because all of these problems I solved for myself, wants to learn how they can get out of their 9-to-5 job, or what Joe was doing, working as a fucking welder, and move out to go to Bali to get a fucking an arm sleeve tap or some shit, right? These are the problems that I'm trying to solve for people, right? These are the reasons people are coming to my page. So therefore, what would they watch? What would that person who wants to learn how to quit the 9-to-5 job watch? I'm asking. Joe, come off of me, right? What type of content do you think this person would watch if they're learning how to quit the 9-to-5 job?
Well, one, I think we can grab their attention by the lifestyle content. So that'd be top of funnel. 2, it'd probably be like tips into how to get into the online space. So like how to actually land your first role as an appointment setter, or what actually,
Sick.
or maybe middle funnel is like more about what actually appointment setting is rather than how to get a job doing it. So they understand
Sick.
actually what it is.
Perfect. Bro, I would literally say the same thing, right? So the majority of the content that this person's trying to look is obviously going to be educational value, right? That's actually scratching their main itch, which is how the fuck do I even do this? How do I start? Where do I go? What even is it? What's the route, right? They're looking for the know-how. Yes, they would be attracted to top of funnel content, but really the biggest thing that's going to scratch their itch because they want to learn how is not just by watching me out here in Rio with some baddies, bro, or climbing up Christ the Redeemer. It's not. It's going to be actually how, step-by-step guide, how to do this, because that's actually what's going to be like, raw. Now I know how to quit my 9-to-5 job. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So what type of content would they watch, right? They would watch education. There's always exceptions to the rule, yes. Kevin got his hand up, I'm coming to you in a second. Yes, there's always exceptions to the rule, I'm going to come to this, but the majority of the content that they would actually watch is going to be education. It's going to be how-to, bro, stuff that actually helps them. So let's go back to me, because I said I'm going to bring this back to me. What would I have watched? So what would Wagervelli? This is Wagervelli. He says, hi, nice to meet you guys, right? There's different stages of my life, because I'm a cat, I've had 9 lives, right? There was Wagervelli, there's Side Hustle Velli, there's Corpovelli, who's working in corporate. Another picture of Wagervelli, Corpovelli again, Side Hustle Velli, you know what I'm trying to say? And then the final form, before he actually changed forms again, was Backpacker Velli, right? So all these different versions of myself, yeah? What is the main type of content that I would have went to go on YouTube and actually look for and search for, right? Cool. Again, yeah, I might have went on to, you know, a nice little Kaz viz when I'm bored and I'm looking for, you know, dopamine, but really and truly, it's going to be fucking guides, bro. It's going to be how to, it's going to be actually educational value. It's going to be results of other people so I can copy other people's blueprint, right? Will this type of content convert him? So let's ask ourselves, Wagervelli, right? Working a 9-to-5 job, scruffy ass clothes, not really got much confidence. His managers, you know, telling him to fill out fucking spreadsheets and all this bullshit, right? And make coffee for people. Will this type of content convert him? And don't just think about, oh, I'm trying to make money, I'm trying to make money. If I was to put out this type of content, am I even going to be able to help him? Does he think that I'm going to be able to help him? I'm asking you boys. So would this content convert Wagervelli? Content like this, two Tigers take me to a beach club, or would this content convert him? Tiger makes me try delicious local Thai food. Kevin, what do you think? Would this convert him? Would this make him think, right, this person here, who I've just watched his 9-minute 50 video, is actually going to help me? Kevin, what do you think?
Nah, because it's entertainment value. You know what I'm saying? So I feel in terms of education, there isn't a much education in it. So no, it will kind of motivate in the sense of like, yo, I kind of want that situation for myself. But in terms of actual education, nah. So I'll say it falls on the entertainment.
100%, 110%, right? Would this type of content, so Joe, I'm asking you, would this type of content, right? Actually, so bear in mind, let's say I have a business, right? I have an online business, right? I'm posting only this type of content only. Would that type of content allow me to have a strike that makes 10K? Would that content help me scale my personal brand to 10K?
Most likely not, no.
Why?
I don't know. To be fair, if you kept going, if you went the entertainment route and went for the monetization through the platform, then yeah. But if you try to sell a
Of
product,
course,
probably not, because you're gonna attract the wrong customer and the wrong person who probably knows fuck all about what you do and just wants to be in Thailand with you.
that's it. So that's literally my point. I'm not saying this is for people who are looking to fucking, you know what I'm trying to say, like run up a Patreon and shit. If my goal was to just run a Patreon or do some shit like that and only get paid by the platform, then this content could print 1.5K, 4K, 8K. Yeah, it's decent, right? It's a start, right? I could have easily went down the route and been like, oh guys, join my Patreon for more exclusive content and just fucking like borderline OnlyFans content. Let's be real, like the rest of these guys doing this shit, right? And I tried to do this shit, so I'm telling you stuff based on what I've actually done myself, not the OF, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? This type of content is not going to allow me to scale my online business, right? It's not going to allow me to actually grow a 5-figure per month personal brand. Joe, jump in.
I've got a question for you. Is the goal not to do both, essentially?
For me,
For you, yeah.
now, no,
Okay.
nah. And this is why I'm making a session, because like this is based off recent lessons I've learned. My goal, no. I've always been kind of flittering, like part of me wants to do the whole entertainment and like that wave, and part of me wants to drop value. But bro, like follow one course until successful. The money that I'm looking to make can be done if I just fully commit to one lane rather than trying to do half of them half-heartedly. You know what I'm trying to say? 1 minute I'm making a video, taking some Thai chick on a fucking date, and then the next minute you're gonna watch a video of me talking about how I've made 16K off my Instagram. Doesn't really make, there's no alignment. You know what I'm trying to say? Follow one course until successful, which is what I said. Pick which one do you want to be. Obviously, there's nuances to like how you're gonna deliver it. So not all of my content is gonna be like me with a fucking suit and tie and a whiteboard. Some of it's gonna be still my personality because I'm still me, right? But at the same time, pick your lane. You know what I'm saying, bro? Does that answer your question?
Yeah, man.
Sick. All right, wicked. Closing rate, paid in full. So let's actually talk money. Let's do some money talk, yeah? Would this content actually help me make more money specifically off of the audience monetization? No. Do you think it would help me increase my closing rate? Do you think I'll be able to get any fucking paid in fulls? Obviously, no. Reason why wouldn't it?
Because you probably got
Tonight
women.
versus Real Madrid, you know I got them bomber clock dead. What's that? Them bomber clock dead. The dead.
Them dead. My income's dead. You know what I'm saying? So the reason what I'm trying to say here, boys, is if you're trying to scale, right, and if you're trying to build an online income specifically through audience monetization, and you're just posting entertainment, your fucking income from your online business is bomb buckler dead. And the reason why it's dead is because people aren't going to see you as someone who can actually teach them some shit. There's no authority here. Yeah, that might be, I rate his thing still, like, I want to learn his risen, how he said this, how he went, so on. Cool, that's great. But how can I say I'm trying to run an online business and I'm not even helping to solve anybody's problems or just showing up lifestyle every single day, bro? Right? My income, bumper clock dead. And this is real life. This is real life. When I had my personal brand coaching business and I'll post some content like this, how many leads do you think I got from this? How many? Compared to how many guys are smashing me, oh, yo, bro, you see this typing? How do I? Bullshit. Shit, that's not really going to help. You know what I'm trying to say? They might have subscribed to my Patreon for $9.99, great, right? And saw the uncut version. But come on, bro. Like, we're all here because you want to run a fucking business and make online money, right? Calm, bumper clock dead. Moving on. Yeah? You are posting content to only attract friends. So when I'm posting this type of content, or when I was posting this type of content, again, who the hell was going to be watching this shit, right? People who want to be my friends and people who are living vicariously through me because they ain't got the balls to go and move abroad. They ain't got the confidence to go and move to a girl and doing the shit that I'm doing. So they're watching my content because they think they're going to live through me. And all they're going to do is think that they're on the same level as me. They're going to be like, yeah, Ty's a cool guy. I want to go network with him. I want to be boys with him because he seems like that type of guy. They're not the same type of people that's going to put 4K down on the strike. They're not. Because they're coming into the mindset of, oh yeah, I'm watching Ty to live the life I want to live through his 12-minute video on YouTube. I'm putting out content to attract friends, bro. Right? One of you is probably thinking, oh, but Ty, why can't you also show lifestyle content? And surely that's not that bad because of So, right? That's what I have for you, my friend. Allow it. Allow it. Right? Allow it. The reason why you can't and this doesn't work, I'm telling you, this shit does not work, right? Because if you only post lifestyle content, right, how are you ever going to show yourself as someone who can actually solve the problems of your ideal character profile or your target audience? Am I saying that you have to turn your social media into a PhD degree? No, I'm not saying that, but there has to be some level of problems that are getting solved when I come and type in Kevin. Kevin, jump in.
Yeah, it's me, brother. So I just wanted to ask you then, what was your rationale behind actually creating that content if you knew that you're not really targeting the audience that you really want to?
Good question. I love that question. So when I was posting this content 4 months ago, 5 months ago, I didn't know that. So I didn't know that. Like I just didn't realize that. Does that make sense? I was in Thailand. I was posting a lot of lifestyle content. It was getting views. So I thought, like I've been trying to teach you now, I thought that views equated to money, bro. Does that make sense? So I was like, what type of content can I put out that's going to be viral, or everyone loves Thailand, I'm going to print. So at this point in my life, I was just uninformed. I was just a bit stupid, to be honest with you. At this point in my life, recently, 1 month ago, I was arrogant. Genuinely, I'm honest and no ego to say I was arrogant enough to think that I'm still going to be able to continue to grow my business at the same rate if I'm optimizing for only posting lifestyle content. It's arrogance. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because if you look at my recent content on my YouTube, my main YouTube channel, I've really been posting a lot of lifestyle content and vlogs because I'm like gassed.
Yeah.
I'm here in Brazil. It's just being honest, right? But it's arrogance because I'm thinking, how the hell can I grow my business? How the hell can people come to Ty? Because Ty's a remote entrepreneur who helps other people change their fucking life for achieving location freedom. If all he's showing is fucking Latinas and beaches, bro. It's arrogant.
Yeah.
It's just me being honest. And this is why I put this shit together to show you boys recent lessons I've learned myself the hard way.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nice, true, nice.
Sick, bro.
Wicked, bro. Calm, man. Cool. So yeah, the only person content that's going to attract your friends. We don't want to be doing that. So yes, is there exceptions to the rule? Yes, there is exceptions to the rule because based off what I just said to Sonny, now that I'm informed, I'm obviously going to be doubling down and talking shit. You will see me putting out a lot of actual value-led content, right? I'll probably put this on YouTube, right? But I might also make a vlog here and there. But there's exceptions to the rule, but exceptions do not make the rule. So what I'm trying to say is that I can still put out those vlogs, different types of vlogs, and not just center it around solely entertainment, when I can make a vlog and it could be showing my week in the life as a remote entrepreneur, building an online business, remote. And I can still show me going to the beach, and I can still show me with my Brazilian chick, but at the same time, it's not only just going to be entertainment. I will also show, all right, guys, I'm actually now you're going to see me here. I'm literally prepping a deck to present to my boys inside my network. We're going to be going over problem 1, problem 2, problem 3, and I'm putting this together to solve problem 1, problem 2, problem 3 for my book. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I'm still going to be positioning myself as an authority and showing the behind the scenes of what it's like to actually build a business rather than dumbing myself down to only just show lifestyle. So you use lifestyle for top of funnel? Yes, you can. But remember, top of funnel is not the only funnel. Right? Lifestyle content is not the only thing I'm going to post. I might put out a 1-2 vlog a week, but 78% of my content going to be on my business channel now. This is probably going to be on my YouTube video on my business channel, right? It's going to be actual value for the reasons that we know now. So yes, there's exceptions to the rule, but the exception does not make the rule, right? As we already know by this point now, what content has a higher chance to actually go and convert? We already know the answer. It's stuff like this. This was good shit. Right? How to build a 10K per month personal brand, full fucking guide, recording of one of the sessions we did like 2 months ago. You see it there. Yes, it got 380 views. So based off Louis' answer 20 minutes ago, this is an unsuccessful video, but I'm pretty sure like a good 3 or 4 of some of the other members inside this network came from this fucking video. So what do we judge as success? I would rather get 400 views or less on a video if it's got the right people watching it, rather than have an 8,000 viewed video go super viral. But what is it really doing for business? So what's it really doing for me? Nothing other than vanity metrics and status and clout, which doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? My goal genuinely, I don't want to be a travel content creator, right? I don't want to just be another Kirk Paz. Respect to these guys, but that's not me. I've got a lot of fucking value to give. I know my shit and I want to help people and I want to make a lot of fucking money doing it. It's never either or, it's always both. So I'm going to be posting this content and I'm not going to be focusing on the fucking views because it doesn't mean shit, right? Listen, you probably would have seen on my social media, I put it in the network just to go on a tangent. Me and Abhishek just invested 12,000 fucking pounds, right? Into an online coach. And that online coach doesn't have like maybe half the audience size that I have, right? But he makes fucking 6 figures a month, 100K a month. 150K a month, bro. And why is that? Because he says, fuck the views, right? Doesn't matter how many views he's got. He's posting content for the right type of people. And the right type of people was me and Abhishek. And that's why we invested in him. Doesn't really matter about how many views he gets because he's making a lot more money than me. Do you know what I'm trying to say? This is real shit, boys, right? Don't let this go over your head. Content like this. Don't make these mistakes moving abroad in your 20s. Mindset belief shifting to show people the raw realities of what it's like moving abroad in your 20s and also telling people how the fuck they can go and actually do that, right? How Leo, this is a results-based video, a case study video, perfect. How Leo went from 2K per month to 5 figures per month as a Gen Z entrepreneur. Leo was making 2K before he joined the call, And then now you've seen him you lot all seen him yourself make 10K in a fucking day, 50% down, cash collected down payment. You know what I'm trying to say? He made 20K in his first month joining the network. That's a case study, breaking down his story, bro. Right? How to achieve location freedom in your 20s, a full guide. And look at all these videos. They've got way less views, bro. But which one of these videos is more successful? These, right? Or this? This is real life, boys. This is real. Like, this is lessons I've learned myself recently, and I'm coming to give you the lessons based off the lessons that I'm learning. So you can just be like, you know what? I'm just going to apply this shit and boom. You know what I'm saying? This is real life, boys. Yeah. Cool. These people, what type of people, these 300 people are going to click on this type of video? 300, 400, right? 600, 10%, less than 10% of the people who watch this video, right? But what type of people watch this compared to what type of people watch this, right? The people who watch these videos want to learn from someone. These people, if I can picture them, they are these people. Where is he? Where's Wager Those people watching are these people. Side Hustle Veli, Corpa Veli, Wager Veli, shout out that guy, right? Side Hustle Veli, Wager Veli. The people who, what do they want to do, right? They want to learn how to quit their 9-to-5 job. They want to learn how to get into online sales. They want to have their problem answered. They want to have their problem solved. They want to have their scratch. They want to have their itch scratched. You get my point? So just to kind of wrap this one up and come to a bit of a final with this session, yeah? One thing I want to say to you boys, right? Based off this session, actual top tips that you can go in action, right? Because just before I get back into it, my goal here is not to be everyone's best friend. My goal is to be the best fucking coach to all of you boys, yeah? We can do the friendships thing afterwards, bro. So this is not a little mental masturbation session. Do some shit with what I'm actually teaching you, and you will go and make more money this fucking week, bro. Guaranteed. If you actually action it, yeah? My top tips. I'm telling you, your next 5 customers will come from your content. Your next 5 customers will come from your content. I don't care if it's a mill posting content, talking about online sales roles that he's in, and he's looking for an actual offer owner to reach out to him. That's a customer, and he'll attract that customer through his marketing. And his best marketing is Emil Holman's fucking personal brand and his Instagram with his shiny head and his fucking knowledge in online sales, bro, because he's a fucking killer. Shout out that guy, right? Cool. They want to learn from someone, right? The people who will come to, who will be your future customers, want to learn from someone. Make sure they're learning from you, right? They only want to learn from someone above them. So don't make the same mistake that I did, trying to be on the same level as someone and build parasocial relationships that doesn't do anything for you, doesn't even help the user, because you're just being another reason that's making them distracted from their fucking goals. Someone else out there should have been doing fucking outreach, but instead they was watching me risk some Latina on a fucking beach, bro. Come on, man. I'm saying I'm better than that, right? I want to have a better impact on the world than that, genuinely. All jokes aside, I do. Do you know what I'm trying to say, right? They're not looking for internet friends. Your next 5 customers are not looking for internet friends. They are not, bro. They've got enough people. They're in enough fucking Omegle groups. They're on fucking Tinder Plus. They're not looking for fucking internet friends, bro. Do you know what I'm trying to say? They're looking for results. They're looking for help. Yeah? Post content to attract customers and grow your business. So practical stuff. Because Kevin's looking for a role, or Kevin might be in a role, same as you, Emil, right? You might be thinking, oh yeah, but I don't have an online business. I don't have my own offer. No, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Right? Because the content you can post to attract your future customers is you actually talking about problems you solve. So what sort of mindset does Kevin now have to have that Kevin 4 months ago, right, with them old grades that he didn't have? And that's the reason why Kevin today has just got a 1-year lease in Malaysia. You've learned, you've changed your mindset. You can go and teach that and push that light forward onto somebody else, bro. You can. Do you know what I'm trying to say? That might not grow your business right now if you don't have one, but that can attract some killers who are all looking to follow you, and eventually they want to learn from you, bro. And then boom, that's your opportunity to go and create your own offer, right? Or Emil. How did Emil have to change his mindset and actually separate himself from his friends to be able to now be locking in with business and be surrounded with killers inside this network, bro? What did you do? You solved your own problems, bro. You can go and make content about that today. But whether you do it or not is up to you, but you can go and do that shit today. I ain't here to be liked. I'm here to help you lot get results, bro. It's real, right? Understanding how to post the right type of top of funnel and middle of funnel content will grow your income just through your content. If nothing changes today, if you don't learn any more information today after this call, and you simply just implement and action this, bro, you will get your next 5 customers. Louis, I'm talking to you, or you will get them offer owners reaching out to you saying, listen, you're a fucking killer. Jump on my account, 3K fucking base, 10% comp. Joe, fucking Emil, Kevin, that's you lot. It's the same shit. It's just marketing, right? Let me just insert this money dance real quick.
I bet she takes like back on. I told Robbie how about in the spot, I came with the fellas. Ray Mac got hit in the back and smell it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if you actually do this shit, bro, real life, you go and implement this in content the right way, bro, you will make more fucking money, bro. You will. Right? If you do not implement this shit and make more money, then I must, you know what I'm trying to say, like, I'm so confident you will make more fucking money, bro. If you do this shit and take your content the right way, right, and actually use your content to build authority. How many of you actually post content right now that has authority? Let's go and have a little preview. This is James.
Hello, Thailand.
So he's up here posted up with the Thai chicks and the lady boys, bro, at fucking Songkran. Is he helping solve a problem? No. Is he really doing anything? No. So James, when you watch this, bro, based off what I said, I want to see something change around you and your personal brand. Because just based off this, right? Just based off this, someone put this in the chat right now. Based off what you've just watched, right? Is that entertainment or is that education? Pretty simple, bro. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Someone type in the chat. I ain't hear
Education.
no typing, bro. Thank you. Kevin said, fuck that keyboard. What? Not education, entertainment, bro. He's posting entertainment right there. Yeah?
Entertainment.
You revived yourself. Yeah? Entertainment, bro. He's literally posting entertainment content that's not really doing anything, right? And James, when you do watch this, right, it doesn't matter that you're working as a role in the SDR now, bro. You can start talking about your journey because other people will be inspired by that and want to learn the how. And boom, that's your opportunity to go and capitalize and monetize as and when you please, right? Who's next?
But here's what no one tells you. It's not just about the content volume, it's about sequence. Content brings them in, DMs start the conversation, your ecosystem does the actual nurturing. And it all works because of strategic content layering. You don't need viral views, you need depth. You need someone watching free reels, viewing your stories, engaging with
this
DMs.
reel right here from my boy Ryan is just fucking sexy as fuck, no diddy, bro. Like that shit. Wow, how attractive is that reel? That there is real fucking value, bro, that he's given to his audience, bro. Solving problems. Cool, it might not have the most energy, so Ryan, it's a personality thing, because if that was me, I'd throw in a couple of bumper clots and this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, this is a lot of fucking value, bro. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So people are going to follow Ryan as and when they need fucking help and need their problem to be scrapped. Next.
Jim, been for a run, done some work, been to a rooftop pool. Maybe it was crazy, I don't know, but there were times, you know, these 7 months, they haven't been easy. And there have been times where they've been extremely hard. And I have questioned myself, you know, have I done the right thing? Nothing more to say than just extremely grateful, having complete freedom, not only location freedom, but time freedom, just freedom.
What a fucking bloke. So shout out Lewis, but based off what I said, as you can see, this is just entertainment. I'm feeling a bit inspired about how Lewis has changed his journey, but I'm not learning shit, right? Lewis literally has his own tax offer, right? He's got a tax program where he helps people, high ticket, right? How are you posting and positioning yourself, Lewis, when you watch this back, right? Based around the content you put out. Would I watch your content to either A, get my problem solved, or B, is it even of any type of educational value? And again, not 100% of the content needs to be. So this is fine if you're posting 3-4 of these reels in a week, but 6-7 of the reels are actually related problems that you're solving for your audience, bro. But you should think about this, right? Is this educational or is this entertaining? And which one's more likely to help me make more money? So an example, rather than Lewis just walking down in fucking Da Nang, wherever the hell he is, talking about how he changed his journey, he can literally make the same reel talking about how he's been able to save himself from paying fucking 25K in tax because he knew how to set himself up in the world. Boys, I'm literally here right now in Vietnam, Da Nang. Look at that, man. The beach is fucking crazy. All right. The only reason I'm able to do this is because I've actually been able to legally avoid tax. Taxman was trying to jab me. I'm like, yeah. If you want to learn how to do the same thing and you want to stop giving away and getting fucked in the ass by the government and paying extortionate tax, comment the word tax, and I'm gonna show you my specific step-by-step blueprint of how you can save money on tax whilst living a life of your dreams. Later, not even. I was gonna start speaking Vietnamese. I don't even know what to say. Yeah, he could easily make a reel like that, entertaining, right? And also giving a fuck ton of value as well to solve the problems of his audience, bro. Right? And then we've got my boy. Emil, I already said this to you before. We need to get busy, G. Right? We need to get busy. This is a fake account. This is not even a real human being. This is a random Indian, bruv, right? Trying to like get me on a crypto scam, bruv, and it just got a fucking random picture of some don from the UK. Looks like it's from Worcestershire or some shit, bro. Like, this is no substance, nothing on this page, G. We need to get busy ASAP, bro. You know what I'm saying? But boys, back to my presentation. That is exactly how you're going to be able to become a leader through your content, right? Solve people's problems. Stop making content to just have buddies, bro. You want to have people who can actually invest in you, invest in themselves through you because they see a male as a person to help them solve their problem, bro. Right? And if you do that correctly, you're going to be able to print stupid off of your social media when you start to do it the right way, and you're going to wake up every morning.
I threw a bullet, I bet you catch like that. I told Roby, in the spot, I came with the fellas. Ray Mac got hit back as melon.
It's been a wonderful session, my boys. Does anyone have any questions?
I've got a question, bro.
Sure.
I've made a Google Doc for the next 90 days. I've planned out my content. If you could just give that a look over and do like a little loom on it or whatever, that'd be fucking amazing.
G, send that over. If you can send it over before you get on that plane, G. By the time you land on that plane, bro, I got that present waiting for you. I'll do that.
Nice one. Appreciate it, bro.
Got you, my boy. Does anyone else have any questions? Wicked. But what I want to do, action steps, bro, because at the end of the day, this is not mental masturbation, bro. If you're all about it, let's get 2 reels out, right? Today is what? 6th of May. I don't know what part of the world you lot are in, right? Let's say by Thursday, get 2 reels out each. Let's see who's really about it. That's what I'm going to say. Put 2 reels in the main team chat, and I'll review your reels, bro, based off the stuff we went through in this session. This is especially important for all of you, especially I'm looking at Joe, Chris, Louis, all of you, bro. Let me remember, all of you, this is fucking important for, bro. Based off the stuff I went through today, it's all good being, yeah, I came to the session, I listened and shit, but what have you actually done? Throw your reels in there. Joe, I'm going to review your Google Doc with your content strategy. And let's get fucking busy, boys. Thank you very much. Have a great day.